In this video, we are going to check the status of the flight ticket if it's confirmed or in waitlist. Hello, I am Jagan. I am posting this video to share my knowledge in SQL with you. If this assists you in interview preparation anyways, I will be happy. Let's create the table and then we can talk about the question in detail. So we have two tables. One is the flights, the other one is the passengers. Let's create the table. Okay. So the flights table, it got flight ID and capacity. So the flight ID 1, the capacity is 2, and the flight ID 2, the capacity is 2, and the flight ID 3, the capacity is 1. That means flight 1 can accommodate only 2 passengers, flight 2 can accommodate only 2 passengers, flight 3 can accommodate 1 passenger. And we have the passengers table which has the passenger ID and then the flight ID. And then when they book the flight. For example, the passenger 101, 2 and 3, they booked flight 1. But the flight 1 got only 2 seats, to capacity is only 2, but we have 3 passengers booked. So based on the booking time, see this is 12, this is 16, this is 17. So this guy is going to be in the wait list because he is the third one who booked. The other 2 has to be confirmed. Okay, same for 2 and 3. For 2 we have the capacity of 2 and we have 2 passengers booked, so both has to be confirmed. For 3 we have capacity of 1 but we got 2 passengers booked, so the last one is this, so this will be in the wait list. So how to do that? Let's try a simple SQL where the main expectation is we have to first order this based on the booking time. So for every flight out of these 3, I have to order which one is the first, which one is the second, which one is the third. Okay. So let's see how to do that. Let's start with a self join. Okay. Select from the passengers SP. Since we do a self join here, we are just say a before. So this one is going to be the main table, this one is going to track the previous passengers ticket booking information. Okay, on p before dot flight id equal to p dot flight id. And to make sure the filter condition is removing the duplicates. Okay, so we just say booking time is greater than p before dot booking time. Remember in the users table where we have the messages and other examples, we just make sure the alphabets are greater to make sure that we don't duplicate the count. So here we do a self join, and for every flight we just check the main table booking time is greater than the previous passenger table's booking time. Now what we are going to do is p dot passenger id, p dot flight id, and then we have p dot booking time, and then we have to see the sequence based on the p before dot, can say passenger id. Okay, plus 1 to make sure it gets the, since we have the greater than symbol, we can just add 1. Sequence count. So what we are doing here is we are doing a self join and make sure the main table's flight ID and the previous passenger table's flight ID are the same, but the time for the main table is greater than the previous passenger's time, so that we can see how many bookings happened before the main table's booking time. Okay, since it's aggregation, we can just do a group by 1, 2, 3, and since we are going to count based on the booking order, booking time, we just do order by the flight ID and p dot the booking time. Let's see how it works. So if you see here, for the flight 1 we got 3 passengers and we order based on the time 12, 16 and 17. So it's 1, 2 and 3. And for flight 2 we got 1 and 2, and for flight 3 we got 1 and 2 based on the booking time. So 9 got the first and the 11 got the second. So the order has been done. Now we are going to use this as a CTE table, and then we are going to see how many seats we have in the flight and then whether the sequence number fit into that capacity. Okay, with all booking as, so we take this as a CTE table. Now what we are going to do is select from our all booking, as you can just say A, inner join with the flights table F on the flight table's flight ID should be equal to the CTE table's flight ID. So it's going to check for this flight ID what is the capacity. So what we are going to do, A dot passenger ID, and then we say case when the sequence count, right? Oh, sorry. Case when A dot sequence count, if it's less than the flight's capacity, then we just say confirmed, else waitlist, end as status. So what we are doing here, we are getting the sequence number as is shown here, and then based on the sequence number we check for that same flight ID if the sequence number is less than the capacity, the flight's capacity, less than or equal to the flight's capacity. If there are 2 seats, if the sequence is 1 and 2, it goes within the capacity, so it's confirmed. If it's 3, that means it's going to be in the waiting list, as simple as that. For our display purpose, order by 1, so we can order based on the user ID. So now if you see 1, 2 and 3, so if you see here 102 is the waiting list because it's the last one, and then for 2 both are confirmed, 4 and 5 are confirmed. In 6 and 7, 6 is the last one which has to be the waiting list. Okay, it's done. So it's very simple. When you see the data you might be confused, but when you think through it, it's very easy. The main expectation is you have to know how to order this passengers booking in a sequence. Once the sequence is done, the other part is so simple. Now let's see how to do that in a Windows function. The Windows function is going to be the same as before. Only thing is the main concept, as I said, we have to order the sequence, right? The booking sequence. If you order that, then everything is the same. So to order that using Windows function, it's very simple. We don't have to go for self join from passengers, right? So what we do, passenger ID, the flight ID, the booking time, and we can just use row number over, it goes for every flight. So partition by the flight ID, order by the flight ID and the booking time in the ascending order. So by default it is ascending, right, as Q sequence count. So that's what we did before, right? The same thing we are going to do it here, and we are not doing self join. The single table we can use a row number, and then when you run it you get the sequence here. See 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 1, 2 based on the booking time and for every flight. So instead of doing a self join on this big SQL, right, this long SQL, we just replace that with a simple Windows function. Now you take this and go here, you replace with the old one we did, and then you run it. So the other steps are the same. The main challenge here is how to do the sequence. So when you saw the data first, you might be confused, that is going to be a big thing, but when you break down into concept and put that as a code, it's going to be very simple. Hope this video helps you. Thanks for watching.